on, let's go outside, let's take a walk in the sun. There are things to learn and things to see, a big wide world for you, your dog, and me. Dog Talk. Hi guys, welcome to Dog Talk. I'm Pat Becker and we have a super show for you today I know that you're going to enjoy. My first guests are Shauna Bostic. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Boyd Bostic.
Hello.
And Symphony. I love your name.
Thank you.
Very, very musical. I like that.
Thank you. Good morning.
And these guys are from the Mustang Animal Shelter. We are so glad that you guys came and you brought two wonderful dogs. Now this one looks like a little hound mix here.
Yes, this is Jim.
This is Jim, and Jim is ready for adoption.
Yes, he is. He's
Now,
about
tell me about
4 or
Jim.
5 years old, and he is house trained, but he's been in the shelter for about 3 months now, and he's definitely ready for a home.
Oh, he is. And this, so you know him well enough to tell me what kind of family would be good for this dog?
I think any kind of family would be good for him, but if they have some room for him to run, or if they like to take walks, he definitely needs some exercise. Life in the kennel at the shelter isn't enough for him. He's not a lot of a lap dog, but if he gets some exercise, obviously he can be a nice, calm,
he's very
good
comfortable
dog.
here.
Yeah.
He's got
He knows how to behave
He's so
himself.
pretty. Jim, you are pretty. Did I tell you that? Yes. Said Pat, I know that.
He
know
is
that.
a lover and a little bit of a ham.
He is, and that's the hound dog in him. So tell me about this dog.
This is Oreo, and Oreo is about a year old.
Can we face her around where
We can
see
try.
the better
Here, let's
half
turn
of
her around.
There we
There
go.
she is. She's a
there
pretty
we
girl.
Go.
She's a pretty girl. She likes the treats for sure.
And she's obviously a little pit.
She is a pit bull mix. Yes.
And she's, how long has she been in the shelter?
She's actually been in a foster
She's
home
been in
for a while
foster,
now, quite a few months.
Excellent.
And she is great with kids. She's super gentle. She loves to play with other dogs.
Yes.
She is house trained and crate trained and just a wonderful all-around dog.
They are, and it's so, folks, it is so important that people know that these dogs can be loving, caring animals. And I have had a pit. She was wonderful, died of old age, and I was sad to see her go, because they're very, very good. They are very protective, and that will live with them forever. That is bred into them. So, Boyd, well, tell me, what do you do with these dogs? You just do whatever is told you?
Whatever she tells me to do, yeah. I'm here for support and love, and I love dogs. I'm allergic to them.
Yes. Let's
and
pull
so
her
this
back
is good therapy
where she
to
can
help me get
right
some
up here
immunity
by
built
you
up.
would be great.
But yeah, well, when I first met her, 20
It
years
was
ago.
either love dogs or
Right,
forget it.
my first date, right, she had about 15 in her family, and so there was a quiz when we first met the family, and I was
Yes.
like, the first pass through, I was like, this is brand new.
I can understand
So
that.
I knew what I was getting into.
Yes, so there was a
when we
line
met.
drawn, which was good, you
Boyd
know.
has been an all-around volunteer for us, and not just because he's married to me. He loves to help the animals, and any event, he's there happy to work. We're remodeling the dog park in Mustang. He's got a shovel in his hands and his hands in the dirt.
Good for you, Boyd, good for you. High five on that. Yes, sir.
Whenever I bring home animals from the shelter for temporary fostering, he says, okay, what can I do to help?
Okay, so tell me about the shelter then. How long now? I know that I have met Jill, and she has been there for a long time.
Jill, our animal control officer, is one of the best animal control officers in the state. She is a great spokesperson for the shelter. I wish she could have been here. She loves the animals, and she does everything she can to save them. We try to help her as much as we can. We get volunteers in there to help her with the shelter. We try to get people to foster the animals. We try to network with other rescues to get them to take animals we can't get adopted. Anything we can do to help the shelter. It's very small. We only have 9 working kennels in a community of 20,000, so we have to do a lot of work in order to move those animals through.
Yeah, and this is so true. And I have known of the Mustang Animal Shelter. How long has it been at that location?
They built that facility 20 years ago, I think.
I think
it's definitely ready to be replaced.
I think it definitely has been. And it's a shelter that is very small. And you all do a wonderful job of facilitating it, because with small shelters it is more difficult. You have less room to move around, less room to, for the animals. You have to have more volunteers to get those animals out of their crates and to walk them and what have you. So it really makes a huge, huge difference.
When they built that shelter, the population of Mustang was around 10,000, and we're at 20,000 now. So we're definitely speaking with the city, and they recognize that there is a need for a new facility, and hopefully in the near future that will be.
Yeah, and I hope so too. Now you've gotten I know we rounded up a little facility for you, a little shed to sit outside, that it's going to be put up when the
Hopefully next week we're going to get that. Thank you so much. It's a
well,
wonderful
it's our
storage
pleasure.
shed that we'll be able to put a lot of things that we get donated, supplies we use for adoption outreaches, towel donations, blanket donations, those things really stack up, and with the facility being so small, removing that from inside of the facility and allowing some more space to have cat kennels or even isolation for a dog will be enormous.
Yeah, and I noticed that you had sent us a, let me see here, it's a wish list, I couldn't believe it. Durable chew toys, collars and harnesses, leashes, small kiddie pools, towels, blankets, box fans, paper towels, bleach, Dawn dish soap, water hoses, brooms, shop vac, folding tables and chairs for your events, shade and canopy tent, X-pens, wire kennels, stainless steel, but it is enormously long.
I'm sorry, it was a really long list. We do need all of those things though. So, sometimes people can donate Dawn dish soap, and that's a huge help, or some hand sanitizer. And then we've got it for people when they're visiting to adopt a pet and they want to visit one and the other, just to make sure that we don't risk spreading disease.
Well, I have a little surprise for you, because all of the things you mentioned, we have gotten for you.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Well,
You're so amazing.
no, you are amazing in what you do, Shauna, and I am so pleased, that you have taken this to task, because I know that Jill needed the help, and I don't think she could get any greater help than that. And one of my assistants, Michelle, does all of our outreach things anytime there's an event of things like that. So we got a very large tent. We've got your tables
yeah,
and your chairs.
It's really nice.
And I would suggest that you talk with her. If we can be of any help that way, we certainly will. Anytime you have an event, you let me know, because we will be there to help.
Yeah, I think you're going to come out to our event we're having on May 16th.
Yes, and looking forward to it.
In November, we have an open house out of the shelter where the community is welcome to come out and view the shelter and see adoptable pets.
Excellent. Excellent. We will try to be there too.
We try to have something about every month. In
that will be-
September, we have a pet show out there in Mustang, and we'll have adoptable pets there too.
Excellent. Well, I am so pleased, and as I say, we are all so grateful that you have taken this to task, and thank you, Boyd,
we're grateful
for
for you.
supporting her, and all of the volunteers who do such a fantastic job.
We couldn't do it without them.
It's tough, guys. It is tough running a shelter, and they need all the help they can get. So if some of the guys viewing would get your list, because there really actually were things that were on that list that were even greater. So if you do, folks, be sure and donate. This is such a worthy shelter, and Shauna's working so hard. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
A1 Pet Emporium is Oklahoma's authority on healthy nutrition for dogs and cats. Quality does not have to cost more, and we only have the best. If your pet suffers from allergies, digestive issues, skin infections, or hair loss, it may be the result of their diet. A1 Pet Emporium can help. We offer pet portraits monthly, adorable rescue animals every Saturday from noon to 4, and free dog and cat food samples. Locally owned and operated, we want to be your neighborhood pet store.
How pleased we are to have another wonderful artist with us. We had decided a couple weeks ago to do an Artist of the Month. And our Artist of the Month today is Joan Frimberger. How are you?
Hi.
Good to see you.
Nice to
And
meet you.
Jessie, this is your daughter.
It is.
And I found out while we were doing our taping earlier that Shauna Bostic, that you knew Shauna Bostic. And it's kind of from a different angle, because you had painted one of her dogs or something. But let's talk about this beautiful dog here. Is this a Borzoi?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Beautiful. I used to have some Borzoi.
Yes.
And they were wonderful dogs. I love all of the Sighthounds. Well, I love every dog, but
Right.
the Sighthounds are really, really,
They are
really good.
elegant, yes.
And this one, this little,
Yep, this is Briley.
This is
and
Briley.
That photo was the photo was taken by Linda Early, and she gave me her permission because I love this dog. She posts pictures of him all the time, and he's just a character. And
yeah, he is a character, and
I asked
Linda's
her if I
lucky
could
to have him.
paint
He just does very funny things. I
Yes,
love it.
he does.
So, Jessie, this is your dog?
Yes, it is.
And what is her name?
This is Millie.
Millie. How are you, Millie? How are you? I was going to see if you might like a little squeaky toy or a treat or something. What is that, Millie? Oh my gosh, what is that? What is that? Can you have it? Yes, you can. You want it? You want that? Yes. Get that same. Get that same. There it is. Uh-oh. Got a little bit close. Well, you know, I had noticed too. Now, you're from California.
yes, originally.
Oh, I love California. I was out there for. Oh, now you want me to throw it for you?
Yeah.
Ah, I think probably what we'll do then is distract you. Oh, okay.
No, bring it here.
That probably would be best.
Yeah.
I noticed that you were from California.
Yes.
That is, as we say, a pretty fur piece from Oklahoma.
Well, and it was even longer because I lived 12 years in Germany with my husband. And then we ended up on the East Coast, and then we ended up here.
So what part of Germany?
Bavaria. So
Oh, I love
lived,
Bavaria. It's
Yep.
gorgeous.
We lived in Munich and Regensburg and Würzburg.
I am of German descent, and I go there when I can because it is so beautiful.
It is.
Pristine.
Yes.
You know,
Very
the Germans.
clean.
Exactly.
Very
Look
clean.
at this baby. He's really loving this toy.
Yes, she is.
So it was coincidental that Shauna was here because you actually painted a picture of Shauna's dog.
I did.
Did you know it was Shauna's dog?
I did not.
You just said this is a darling dog.
Yes, and I posted it on my Facebook page,
Yeah.
and she said, "Oh my gosh, that's my dog."
So you looked on the
Jake, that's my
Facebook
baby.
page and you saw that. So this is actually the first time that you have seen it. And
This is the first time I got to see it in person. I'd just seen pictures of it online and told her how amazing I thought it was, and
It
was
is.
just my jaw dropped when I saw it.
So you really like that.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah, who wouldn't? Well, guess what? I'm going to give it to you.
You just do too much.
When I found out, I thought, you know, Shauna deserves to be acknowledged in a big way. So we're going to give, this is Jake, right?
This is Jake.
And Jake is going to be yours.
He is my 11-year-old poodle.
Yeah. So let me know, and I can, if you want it framed, we can. I like these box framed because you really don't have to frame them.
Exactly.
But if you do, let me know, and we will have that done for you.
Well, thank you both. And Linda Early for taking the photo.
You know, it is serendipity, is it
It
not?
is.
There you
It
go.
is. It's all
well,
a
we
big
are
circle.
so pleased, and we are going to give you, your dog is the dog of the week, Jessie.
Yay.
And this is a $100 gift certificate
Oh,
to
my.
A1 Pet Emporium,
Oh, my
which is
goodness.
a pet store.
That's
There's one in Edmond and one on May Avenue.
Yep, we've
and
been there.
all of these goodies and toys are everything for her, and I can tell right away she's going to love every one of them.
Yes, she is.
We're going to take a break, guys, and we'll be right back. Imagine if you were this dog. Wouldn't you be confused by this man's action? What could this animal have done to deserve being abandoned? Left alone, vulnerable to traffic on roads and highways, exposed to harsh weather, the list of dangers for this dog is infinite. Please, if you can't keep your pet, call your local animal shelter and your local rescue for help. Find them on the internet or call information. And please, don't dump your pets.
All right, we're back, and I'm sitting here with Dr. Layton.
Yes.
And storm season. It's that time of year. Everybody gets a little worried, and we're talking about storm shelters, and you have some special storm shelters above ground for dogs.
Primarily, that's why we came out with them, is because they're so difficult to get a dog down in a little underground shelter.
Right, it's human nature, but also dog nature. Going underground is not really in our head, and this is kind of something where you can bring the dog, train the dog to come in with you.
Well, actually, you could leave it open and let him use it as a doghouse if necessary.
That's an even better idea.
And then he's at home when he's during the storm.
Yeah, and then the dog can kind of build a comfortability with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's called Storm Escape, and we're on Britton Road here.
Britton Road and Western.
Now, how did you come about putting together these storm shelters?
Well, I started the ones that are typically going in the garage now, the ones below ground. And I also made this one back in 1980s.
Okay.
But they didn't sell then because they were not popular to be above ground. So after this last storm at Oklahoma City, there were so many animals lost that I thought they needed a place to get, and I had people complaining that they couldn't get their animal in the below ground.
And it's a terrible time, of course. You know, you have the destruction and everything, and now on top of it, you can't find a family member, a dog. They're our family.
They're all lost. Many of them don't find their owners after the storm. Some they find other owners, which is a good deal.
And there's different types of storm shelters, and one thing we're going to look at is a video here on that with Susan.
A beautiful spring day in Oklahoma, but we all know severe weather season is just around the corner. Time to start thinking about a plan to keep you, your family, and your pets safe in the event of a tornado. Dr. Layton has designed a storm shelter that is above ground for quick and easy access for both people and pets. Above ground shelters can be installed in a garage or other room of your house. Be sure to have the necessary supplies stocked up ahead of time and practice going in the shelter with your pets about once a month. The stairs in underground shelters can be scary for pets at first. Train them using treats and lots of patience to go up and down the stairs. Practice often and make the shelter an enjoyable place to be so they'll be happy to go in quickly if they ever need to. Some pets that are older or have injuries may need to be carried into the shelter. Practice with them too, so they are comfortable in your arms as you go down the stairs. Hopefully, we won't need our storm shelters this severe weather season, but just in case, you'll be ready.
And something important we wanted to talk about, this is EF5 safe.
Yes, this storm shelter has been tested at Lubbock, where they test all of them, and it has passed. It has passed the F5 exam, so it's a certified.
And we can fit in there. We can fit my big dog Duke in there. There's plenty of room. And you can find more information about this in OKC Pets Magazine. That's one of our sponsors. Here is the Storm Escape. And then, of course, you heard about Pat Becker? She's in there too. You can read about the rescue article as well. We're going to take a break, but we'll be back with more, and Pat will join us.
A1 Pet Emporium is Oklahoma's authority on healthy nutrition for dogs and cats. Quality does not have to cost more, and we only have the best. If your pet suffers from allergies, digestive issues, skin infections, or hair loss, it may be the result of their diet. A1 Pet Emporium can help. We offer pet portraits monthly, adorable rescue animals every Saturday from noon to 4, and free dog and cat food samples. Locally owned and operated, we want to be your neighborhood pet store.
Here's a quick tip for helping your dogs maintain a normal body temperature throughout the summer season. Provide cool water pools for them to hop into. Plastic baby pools are great. Also, new plastic cement mixing tubs are very inexpensive and sturdy. Provide plenty of fresh water daily, keeping buckets and pools in a shaded area. If you have a covered patio, provide your dog with a comfortable blanket or bed. And remember, folks, the heat you feel is twice as hard on your pet. So here we are at Stillwater talking with Dr. Nave. How are you?
I'm doing great.
So Sophie came in with a terrible cough.
Correct.
And what did we call this?
So she came in yesterday with a cough since about December that had been getting worse and then getting better and then getting worse and getting better. Hadn't really responded to a lot of medications that we would classically give for this disease. And based on her presentation, her breed, the x-rays we took, and the way that she sounded very classic for a dog who has collapsing trachea, which is common in smaller breed dogs.
They have a predisposition for this, this particular breed.
Correct.
Which is really kind of remarkable in that you don't find more of them. It would be, I guess, now can you breed this out of them?
That's a great question. I'm not sure that anyone has particularly tried. I think the majority of Yorkies have this problem. The question is how severe it becomes. Does it actually affect their quality of life? But the majority of Yorkies we see, as they age, they will at some point develop this problem because that cartilage will become weaker and weaker. And so will not be able to open up their trachea. So this is an image here actually going down her trachea. So we're at the very end of the trachea or the windpipe where it actually bifurcates and goes into the right side and the left side of the lung. And so what's a little bit different about Sophie's case is that she has a lot of kind of excessive tissue in this area, probably due to inflammation and just the chronicity of her trachea kind of constantly hitting against itself, and that tissue kind of creating some excessive edema formation. The other image I wanted to show you guys, you may remember from the x-ray that we looked at, or we're going to look at, where the trachea is very collapsed. So normally we're right in the middle of the trachea here, and this is the bottom part of the trachea and this is the top part. And normally this should be a perfect circle, okay? And it's extremely flattened. It's almost completely collapsed in this area, and it's a very long rectangle versus a perfect circle like we would see in normal dogs. So this was before we actually were able to do any intervention on her. Another big cause that can be irritating to the trachea is wearing a collar. And when they walk on a leash, pulling on that collar. So harnesses instead of a collar.
Things like maybe prong collars, could cause something like this too, of which I am very much against. So yeah, you have to be careful. You have to. That is why it's so important to train an owner how to walk their dog. Just another issue. Dr. Nave, I thank you so much.
Yeah.
It has just been wonderful. You are just brilliant. We are so informed and so tickled that you would allow us to come here. Because
well, I'm so happy you guys came and could see some of our new fancy equipment.
Oh, the equipment is so handy, so helpful, of course. And diagnostically, my gosh, how can you do without it?
Yeah, true.
Well, we're glad that OSU has it. Thanks so much again.
Thank you.
Of course, every shelter is handicapped in that the foods that they get, the budget is low. They have donations, and then mainly it's dry, which is okay. But there is always an ingredient that they lack that the rest of our dogs really need. And what is that, Bill?
Well, protein. Protein's your biggest bodybuilder in your dogs that have been abused, and they really need the protein to build back up. So a high protein diet to get your dog back to really good health once you get them from the shelter is probably a good idea.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing, folks, is that they will come maybe a little anemic. So when you get them either at a foster or if you adopt them, this is the way to go to build up their system. Right. Very good. So what do we have?
Well, we decided to go with a salmon recipe today, which is pretty simple. It's 4 ingredients with a little bit of rosemary. We've got some salmon that we poached in the same poaching water we use at the restaurant, and it's just basically an aromatic mix of water and lemon and a little bit of bay leaves. And we poach off the salmon to keep a lot of the omegas in there.
Well, now, can we get the salmon like at the grocery store from a can?
Actually, canned is okay, but actually frozen is the best. We use fresh at the restaurant, obviously, but we can't always have fresh for our dogs.
But
because
you
it's a
can
little
get
expensive.
frozen salmon.
Frozen is very
All
economical,
right.
and it comes in little pouches, and it keeps it really easy to store in the refrigerator. We've got some brown rice that we cooked off, and brown rice is much better than the white rice, so we got a little bit of carbs in there. And believe it or not, we're going to go with some pinto beans today. Now, there's a
Great.
lot of beans that the dogs can have. Red kidney beans are a no-no, so do not use the red kidney beans. The pinto beans has fiber for your dog to help in digestion. It's got the amino acids and the proteins, right? And we're going to go ahead and just put a little bit of chicken stock in there to moisten it up. Now, this chicken
You
stock
got chicken with the
I know,
with
it's
the
okay,
fish?
it's okay, but that's another protein sauce. But again,
Oh, okay.
we're going to use no to low sodium stock. So anytime you use,
Well, the dogs will probably love it.
they really will.
undoubtedly.
And we're going to add a little bit of rosemary.
Rosemary is good. I
Little bit of
appreciate a rosemary.
And we use the crushed. And of course, you can make this in advance and then go ahead and just put it in Ziploc bags
Oh, I
and just
love
portion it out for
I
your
love
dogs.
it.
And if,
So-
of course, if you don't have time, Sherry's always got an idea you can just run by.
So, Sherry, you had mentioned that you would like to do something for the Mustang Animal
Oh,
Shelter.
my pleasure. We look forward to that. On a monthly basis, we would like to give at least 6 to more pounds of a high protein, once again, and a nice ingredients mixed with their fibers and the higher protein.
As a treat, like these. Oh,
treats, you
excellent.
bet.
Well, thank you. High five on that.
Thank
Good
you.
job, lady. I know that they will appreciate it.
You bet.
So
My
what have you
pleasure.
brought us today?
Well, what I did do is we do have a special recipe to accommodate that high protein. We've got the 5 very, very high protein, very full of protein treats. And then there's also going to be the banana for the protein, and potassium, and just a variety of other really nutritional value treats for them. And hopefully they can have 10 or more a day, obviously.
Oh, that's
And then we have
wonderful.
other treats within the store that can be high
Excellent.
protein.
And that is the Barking Dog Bakery, which is located
We
at...
are at 10455 North May, which is very close to Hefner on May.
And Bonadillos.
Papadillos.
Papadillos.
Just down the
Of course,
street.
a great place to have have food for yourself. The Italian food is remarkable. Guys, it is so easy to do the right thing for your dog. Food is so important, just as it is with us. You don't want you to get your dog fat. You want
No.
them lean and ready to go. We've enjoyed it so much, guys. Thank you so much for your donation. It's always great to see you guys. Keep tuned next week. We're going to have a fabulous show you're going to love.
Dogs. We're talking about dogs. Talking about big dogs, talking about little dogs, oh yeah. Chasing the ball, chasing the cat, digging hole, thing like that. Dogs. Talking about dogs. Laughing dogs, sad dogs, happy dogs, mad dogs. Dogs. Just talking about dogs. Lost and alone, running the street, checking the garbage, looking to eat. Out there sad and on their own, the law will get them if they got no home. Dogs, talking about dogs. Dogs, we're talking about dogs. You say they were angels sent from above, then a year or two later you fell out of love. You dumped them, man, and kicked them out. Now what the heck was that about? Dogs, we're talking about dogs. Dogs, them poor little dogs. Talking about big dogs, talking about little dogs, oh